What is up, fans? I'm back at the Airbnb. Going to be leaving for the hotel. What am I talking about? For the flight in about an hour and a half, give or take, hour 45. So let's talk about this recap of this Miami Dolphins victory over the Raiders. Now, game was a little closer than I wanted it to be, especially when you look at the yardage. It was almost quite even. It just so happened that at the end of the game, we did what we needed to do. We got the open field touchdown to Jonnu. We got the interception from Ramsey, which gave us more points. There's a lot to talk about at the end of the game. But I'll go into all the goods, the bads, all that other stuff. So first, I wrote down, because I'm using my phone, the stats. Gardner Minshew, 30 for 43, 282, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 93.4 passer rating. He actually had a good day. Our defense was... I'll get to that in a second. We held them to, as a whole, as a team, because I was going to list the running backs, but as a team, 60 yards. We held their entire team to 60 yards, which, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What's not beautiful is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, 13 catches, 126 yards, and 1 touchdown. That 1 touchdown was an awful... an awful tackle by Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer, again, a liability in the backfield. Need to move on. Maybe when McMorris comes back. Then we have the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, 28 for 36, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, 127.8 passer rating. Tua had a good game. Still made some plays that I was like, meh, but it was like 93% of the game he was on, was making the throws, took what was given to him, and just beautiful game by Tua Tagovailoa. Devon Achane, 17 carries, 73 yards, and a rushing touchdown. He also had 4 catches for 32 yards, having over 100 all-purpose yards. Beautiful to see that. Devon Achane, he didn't have the Guardian cap on today either, so absolutely loved seeing that from him. Jonnu Smith, if their tight end went off, our tight end went off. Jonnu Smith, 6 catches, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. You could tell by the thumbnail, big day from Jonnu Smith. Love that addition. And Tyreek Hill, 7 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. Our defense had their defense had 2 sacks, I forgot to mention. Our defense had 3 sacks. Sealer, Campbell, and Emmanuel Ogbah. Being at the game, you see a lot more. And there was a ton of holds. And I got a funny story about the fact of being at the game. Had the Jalen Ramsey pick, beautiful thing there. Time of possession, the Raiders 26-48, us 33-12. So we had about 7 minutes more time of possession than they did. Total yardage, 328 for the Raiders, 353 for us. Again, like I said, kind of a close game when it came to the yardage. 4th downs, we were 2 for 2. 3rd downs, we were 8 for 12. So that is your stats for the game. Now, let's talk about the game in itself. A little sloppy. On the defense was very sloppy. They could not cover Brock Bowers if their life depended on it. It was driving me nuts. 3rd and whatever, 4th and whatever, if they needed the 1st down, boom, they'd hit Brock Bowers, and they didn't get it because for some reason Brock Bowers is open. They had the touchdown to their running back. His name is escaping me right now. With a horrible tackle in open field from Kato Kohu. Bad game from Kato Kohu. He's normally really good at making tackles in the open field. He's not good in coverage, but he's good at making those tackles in the open field. He could not tackle if his life depended on it. I don't know what happened to the defense from Monday night to today, but completely different team facing an inferior offense because the Raiders offense is not good as the Rams offense is. So the defense just sold. The Miami Dolphin offense, though, they did what they had to do. I love the long, sustainable drives that the Dolphins put together in this game. A lot of people are going to be like, look at Tua's yards per attempt, and he's a yak machine, and da-da-da-da-da. I'll take that all day, every day. If we eat up 8 minutes, drive down the field and score a touchdown on your first drive, we forced the opponents to consistently hurry up and try to get scores quick because they could not stop our offense. We don't have to constantly push the ball down the field. Take what is given to you and slowly matriculate down the field. And I absolutely loved it. Blocking, struggle by city. Crosby kind of went off a little bit. I liked the little back and forth between him and Tua. We are seeing the effects of not having Alec Ingold on the team. Like we're seeing it because the run game was just bad. Yes, we had a 71-yard game from Devon Achane. He could add more. There's a lot of tackles for loss, and it's because of a big part of not having Alec Ingold in there to open up the lanes and help us get the ball down the field in the run game. Julian Hill, up and down game. He had a great block that sprung Achane for a nice run. He also had a nice catch, I think, on third down. But then he also missed some blocks, and it's a love-hate relationship with Julian Hill. The team loves him. The fans are not overcritical, but rightfully critical of his mistakes and all of them that happened. Fun. So here's the funny story, because I'm at the game. They call the holding. I think it was holding on the offense. Yes, it was holding on the offense. Then they showed the replay on the Jumbotron, and you saw the blatant face mask on Devon Achane. I tried to record it, so in the vlog, you might get like a back end of the reaction from the fans. Erupted. Just like erupted. And then the refs threw a flag. Like, I guess they looked up at the Jumbotron and they're like, oh, we missed that one. And they threw the flag. They threw the flag, called the holding, was ready to move the ball back, and then they threw the flag for face mask. Like, like that normally happens in college football. And I honestly think it's because of how pissed and how loud that stadium got at such a blatant non-call on a face mask. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of bad calls, like the roughing the kicker, when the kicker's helmet came down and hit Calais Campbell on his helmet. So he pumped the ball, and then he kicked Calais Campbell in the head, and then he fell over. They called that roughing the kicker, which essentially gave him the drive to continue, and they got 3 points when it would have been 3 and out. There was a holding on Jalen Ramsey where Jalen Ramsey didn't even grab him at all. These refs were hot garbage. They would... I think there was a first down that we got that they didn't give it to us. So Mike McDaniel threw the challenge, and they said, from upstairs, it is a first down. And then Dolphins, aren't challenging. Yada, yada. Like, so many plays in this game, the refs just sold so flipping bad. It was just horrible. But like I said, the Dolphins did what they had to do. It shouldn't have been as close as it was. At one point, we were up by, 5? Because they did go for 2. We stopped them. Sealer just blew that play up. I'm so happy that man's back. But we're up by 5, and then we get the long drive touchdown. Again, I will take long, sustainable drives because I don't trust our defense, right? Our defense is such hot and cold. Against the Packers, against the Texans, against the 49ers. If we can have these long, sustainable drives and score and end the game on those drives, I will take those all day, every day, because that's what will win you games, because our offense is grooving right now. But yeah, overall, if I had to grade this game, which I've never done before, but screw it, I give it like a B+. Offense did their thing. Like I said, sloppy at some points. Not just Tua, but also the offensive line, the run game, sloppy at some points. But Tua, when we needed something, he did it. And that touchdown where he scrambled out and threw it, I think, to Jonnu. I think I got a recording of that. Beautiful, be in the vlog. He is doing his thing. Yes, he's taking some unwarranted sacks still. But he's making up for those plays. And I talk about his inconsistencies. The bad plays are starting to go away, and it's more of the good plays. So you'll have 3 or 4 good plays, a bad play, 3 or 4 good plays, a bad play. And that's kind of the NFL in a nutshell. You're not going to have a quarterback who's going to be 100% great all the time. It's just don't let those hiccups and those bad plays be turnovers. Like sacks on third downs or interceptions or fumbles, and we can live off of them because he always makes up for them. And you've seen it for the past 2 weeks. We are now on a 2-game winning streak. We are now number 9, so we went up a spot. But of course, I said it. Anthony Richardson was starting for the Colts, and I was like, Colts are going to win. And then we were at the game in our seats, and I said, no, it was last night hanging out here. I said, Colts are going to win. And they were like, why? I was like, because we need the Jets to lose. We need the Jets to win. The Colts will win. And they will jet it up and screw up what the Dolphins are trying to do. So we'll see. Right now, the Broncos are facing the Falcons. We want the Broncos to lose. The Bengals are facing the Chargers tonight. We want the Bengals to lose. Yes, we want the Chargers to lose, but they have to face the Ravens next week, so it kind of helps itself out. But them losing, beating the Jets is going to hurt a little bit because we couldn't take care of business. So we're in one of those situations now where we just have to keep winning and then just watch the other teams and hopefully they lose. But we did move up a spot. We were at the 10th seed. We were at the 9th seed. Now we are 1 seed away from that last wildcard spot. So Broncos need to lose to the Falcons and Bengals need to lose to the Chargers. And let's keep on going. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow back in the studio with more in-depth and everything. I'll also be on Bleacher Report at 3 o'clock. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. My fins up.